How about we get this financial meeting into session? So as some or most of you may know, or have noticed, I've managed to finally monetize my podcast. I had technically monetized it a bit ago through Patreon, but I hadn't really spoken about it much other than the outros and the episode descriptions. So now I guess I could take the time and perhaps even present all of the monetized and free options. I've created a presentation to show you all, and will also be including a link in the description where you'll be able to view it yourself if you'd like to. Hopefully it doesn't get boring, so I'll try my best. So let's go on to this presentation, slideshow, present. Alright, so I hope you guys like the theme. I figured it would be amazing for the topic of Creative Writing Club and all the fantasticalness about it, so fiction and creativity. So let's go onwards. So first up, what are your options? So below, you'll be able to see 6 different options that my podcast can be found on. So starting off with the free version of podcast, so it's basically the baseline episodes, nothing fancy really. And it's also entertaining and informative. It's basically the stuff you've been seeing for years now. Spotify paid. It is premium episodes, published novels of mine being read out. So, like for instance, my Death Chill series, all Flame Rip and Arctic Blaze will be read on there, as well as all the chapters in Death Chill past chapter 10, as well as my Shredded Persona series, even with the Shredded Persona novel past chapter 10. Then we have Patreon. So Patreon offers a ton, even more than I have written on this presentation. So if you feel like you want a lot out of your money, then I'd highly recommend using Patreon. So starting with published and unpublished novels of mine read out as per Spotify paid, you also get merch, live streams, and much, much more. For YouTube, baseline episodes, obviously, with occasional live streams. So, like, right now you can see a live stream uploaded of me publishing, Flame Rip and Arctic Blaze, so it's gonna be those type of live streams. So it's like publishing another novel. Wisdom, so it's what I'm currently live on right now. As I'm recording this, I also always go live on Wisdom at the same time. So it is completely free. The episode qualities are far lower because I don't record with a microphone. I record with my regular phone. And they're all premium episodes as well as the baseline episodes. So it's just slightly lower quality. So as well as all the other sites. So every other site that my podcast can be found on, and it's just baseline episodes. So starting off with the first option, Spotify, which is free. What are some things to look for? Don't know if the free service is right for you? Here are a few things that are featured on the podcast. So it's best for basic episodes, so the stuff I have right now, as well as occasional storytelling. So, for instance, me reading out short stories or chapters from novels I've written. And the episodes are uploaded regularly, so as you all know, every Sunday at 12 p.m. So if these subjects are important for you, then I'd recommend using the free version of CWC on Spotify. So 2 more things. As I've said before, episode every Sunday. With a new episode coming out every Sunday at 12 p.m., you'll be able to know for certain when the next rush of dopamine will be released throughout your body. Content guaranteed to not be repetitive. So basically with me switching up episodes every week, so for instance, I switch up from reading to maybe giving more informative content, instead of doing only reading or only informative. It's guaranteed to not be seen as repetitive, and you'll always find new episodes that are able to entertain and inform you. Alright. Next up is the paid version of Spotify. So this is what I've recently released out to the public. So what are things to look for? Want to know if CWC Premium on Spotify is right for you? No worries. here are some topics that may interest you. So for instance, you get an extra episode every week. It's only $1.99 a month for audiobooks, and the private episodes of my published novels. So for instance, if you weren't going to if you wanted to hear about the rest of the Death Chill series, then you would have to probably purchase the novels themselves. As for, say, paying $1.99 a month, you'll be able to get all these chapters for all of the rest of the series for only $1.99 a month, and you'll be able to listen to it all very quickly. So, if these subjects are important for you, then I'd recommend getting the paid version. 2 more things. So the bonus episode every Wednesday, since the premium episodes are released every Wednesday at 12 p.m., you'll be receiving 2 episodes a week. Private chapters from my novels. For only $1.99 a month, you'll be able to listen to me read the chapters of my novel past chapter 10 that otherwise would have had to been bought physically by others. So now on to Patreon. The one that I'm honestly vouching for the most, even though I am trying to get more sales for the paid version of Spotify. So, what are some things to look for? How about Patreon? So, how should you know if Patreon is the right choice for you? Well, for starters, Patreon has merch, only $4.99 a month for bonus content, private episodes of my published novels, and there's so much more for the Patreon version. So if this price point sounds like a good outcome of content, then paid is for you. So 3 more things, and yes, 3 more. Live streams, so monthly and announcement live streams where you can ask questions, provide feedback, or just chat about anything. Earliest releases, so due to the minimum price on Patreon being higher than Spotify, Patreon will also receive all content first. Free episodes immediately after editing. So basically, as I'm scheduling it on Spotify for podcasters and YouTube, I will just be uploading it straight onto Patreon. And premium episodes every Wednesday at 12 a.m. So it's 12 hours earlier than paid Spotify. As well as polls. So if you want to weigh in and vote on an episode you'd like to see, perhaps it's something I hadn't made before or something I had made before but you'd like to see it revamped, then there's no worries. If there's ever a time that I can't think about what to record about, I will gladly allow my listeners to decide. So now for YouTube. So what are some things to look for? Yes, YouTube is on the list instead of included in other, and for a very good reason. YouTube has occasional live streams, shorts featuring me and my puppies, and as well as all baseline episodes. I know it's not typical to listen to a podcast on YouTube, but if those bits of content are right for you, then it might be just what you're looking for. One more thing. Possibility of a paid option. So if the channel were to grow, say to the requirement to start I believe it's subscription. No, you subscribe to a YouTube channel. Basically, you pay to follow a YouTube channel, then there will be then I will also be creating and will feature more bits of content within the YouTube channel. So if you guys were to follow the YouTube channel, it'll grow bigger, there'll become a paid option, and you guys will be able to follow the paid option in order to get the more content found on the other sites as well. Now for Wisdom, the site that I am currently live on. Actually, I can hold up my phone. Don't know what the quality will be like. Knocked my mic. But yeah, I'm live on Wisdom right now. So yeah, that's what Wisdom is. And back to the slideshow. So, what are some things to look for? I know not all of you know what Wisdom is, but basically, I do weekly live streams, paid content for free, and Q&A sessions. Doesn't it sound like a good option? And all for completely free as well. So if you feel as though it fits you, then Wisdom is the right fit. One more thing, and this is an explanation. I know not having to pay anything while still getting the premium episodes that paying users get may sound off, but it's true. Since I make money off of people listening live, I've decided that it would be good to also feature the premium episodes on the app. The only catch that I've included to make sure it's fair is that the sound quality is much lower than the episodes that have been edited. And also, Wisdom never gets to see anything. It's all audio only. So for instance, what you guys are seeing right now on a slideshow, unless you're listening on a site that doesn't have video, they can't see it all. So they have no clue that I'm reading off slideshow right now other than the fact that I'm saying it. In fact, at the end of this episode, I will be using my phone to record the next section, as well as using my mic to record on my laptop and all that to keep the audio level high. They won't even get to hear that section. So the Wisdom listeners definitely get a little less because they don't pay anything, but they also get a bit more than others because I still get money from it. So now for the other. Well, if that sounds fair to you all, of course. If I find that I'm getting a lot of, say, interaction on the more paid sites, then I'll probably start removing the premium episodes after I go live, after I finish live. But until then, I'm just going to continue going live with the premium episodes. Alright, now for other. What are some things to look for? In the end, other is all the sites that feature my podcast, so they're all grouped together because they all generally have the same amount of attention. Baseline content, completely free, regularly uploaded content. This is basically just whatever the site that you prefer and only having the extra bits of content unique to that site. So there are 6 options you can go for. There is Spotify free, so it's free and only baseline content. There is Spotify paid, so $1.99 a month, but bonus content. Patreon does have a $3.99 option, but I'm pretty sure I only selected that as general support. So there's the $4.99 option, so $5 a month, has a ton of different content. So that's best if you find yourself more of like a high interaction type person, or you're receiving a bunch of content. YouTube, free, baseline content, occasional live streams. Wisdom, free, low quality premium content. And other, so all the rest of the sites, free and baseline content. Now let's get mathematical. Oh, this is much lower quality than I thought. Basically, I made a graph, if that's not obvious enough. So as you guys can see here, I did a graph on what the premium episodes are worth. So on here is where you can see the price per chapter. So I did price comparison for all the different sites that possess the premium episodes, where I read my books and chapters. So on Amazon, if you were to buy a physical copy of Death Chill, say the paperback, for $14.99, the price per chapter would be just below 60 cents. While on Spotify, it'll be below 10 cents. And on Patreon, it'll be below 20 cents. So the method I use for this is price divided by amount of chapters equals price per chapter. So as you can see here, Amazon is 15, so $14.99, divided by 26, so 26 chapters, and that equals 57 cents a chapter. Spotify is $1.99, so that's $2, divided by 26, so that's 7 cents a chapter. Spotify is $4.99, but that's rounded up to $5, divided by 26 is 19 cents a chapter, and Spotify being $0 to pay for is worth $0 a chapter, and 0 cents. So basically this means that this is how much you'll be paying per chapter. So it's to show that, say, the lower options are a better choice than saying the higher ones. Though all options are still a good choice. For instance, I prefer having physical copies of books on me, like this, instead of having ones on, say, my phone or my devices, because I find it much difficult to focus and I prefer having the physical book in my hands. So in the end, your choice on what platform to listen to the podcast is entirely your own, but make sure to keep in mind the paid options. So the options that cost money feature premium and higher quality content, and the 2 main options for that is Spotify and Patreon. And then there's the free options. The baseline episodes are pretty high quality in terms of audio. Wisdom is an option to get access to premium episodes for free, but the audio is all live, so I am unable to make it any better. YouTube will eventually have a paid option, but for now, occasional live streams, cooking videos, and baseline episodes are all available there. There are plenty of other options you can use that you may prefer. I just don't check them, which is why they are set in other. You're not required to purchase any of the paid version, but I wanted to announce it all so then you can all at least be aware of them. And thank you so much for listening to my presentation about Creative Writing Club, free or premium. But that's not it. No. And I hope that wasn't boring for any of you. I'd made sure to use an interesting slide template to hopefully keep you all interested. But for now, let's just switch up for a moment. Gotta do this right. Wait, no, because I'm only in this little section, so there's no point in me doing the little cut. Alright. Okay, so there were a few more technical difficulties. Like just there, for instance. That I didn't weigh in. For instance, my tripod that you can see on my glasses doesn't have the proper equipment that I need to record comfortably. So I was balancing a smaller one on my bed, which fell over, and now you're on my bedside table, which is also right next to my laptop. And I'm currently recording the audio on my laptop, so then you guys don't have to deal with the audio from the phone, which I find tends to make me sound like a low-quality robot. So, to explain what's going on. My boyfriend recently got me this, the story engine deck, which we had originally seen in chapters one day when we were going on a date, and I was like, okay, if you ever want to buy me a gift and you do not know what to get me, just get me this and I will love you forever. So a few weeks later he gets me this. Primarily because I was so excited about it. It took forever to show up. It took like nearly 2 months, I believe. But yeah, so as you guys seen that was like a month ago, nearly a month. So in episode 107, using ChatGPT, to come up with short stories, I said that I will try to come up with a prompt, write a short story for that prompt, and put the prompt into ChatGPT and see how ChatGPT compares to an actual human. And since this box came in, not sponsored by the way, of course, I wanted to see how it does. So I am going to try to change the camera's position now to try and show the cards as I pull them out. And then, we can write a prompt that way. So let's try to reposition this back onto the bed. Let's see. No. Needs to be a little lower. Nope, that's higher. Need to put you all the way down. Yep, that's a bit better. Needs to be. This is why I wanted to have it directly onto the Ring camera. But anyway, let's at least try it out. So basically, the way this box works, let's just toss these. We toss the guidebook. We don't need it. So basically, there's 5 different types of cards. There is agent card, an engine card, an anchor card, a conflict card, and an aspect card. So basically, these all have their own types of duties. So agent card is the characters, engine card is what they want to do. So it's basically what their drive is. The anchor card is the different items and locations. So it's basically like setting. Conflict card is what goes wrong. And aspect cards is like different qualities, so like adjectives. So basically, I will now pick out a bunch of cards. And basically, these can be rotated or flipped accordingly. Some of these can only be flipped, while others can be rotated all 4 ways. You guys cannot see it from that end, so I'll keep it facing up like this. So let's start off with picking 2 agent cards. Actually, should we do 1 or 2? Let's do 2. Alright, so let's pick it from the middle stack. Alright, so these are the 2. I'm not looking at them, I promise. They're tilted downwards at my leg. So let's tilt this. Let's put this one upside down and this one tilted to the side. I'm sorry that you guys can't see really well. I'm doing off low quality equipment. Now let's pick an engine card. Let's flip it, I guess, upside down / right side up. My side, it's right side up. Alright, now anchor card. Let's flip this. Let's have it facing this way. Other way for you guys on the other perspective. Now let's do a conflict card. So let's flip it right side up. Now let's do 2 aspect cards for the characters. 1, 2. Good. Alright, so 1 aspect card I'm going to have upside down. This will be for the upside down card. And the other one I'm going to have right side up. This is going to be for the left facing card. Alright, so you guys can't really see. I can lift this up though. So as you guys can sort of see, I can hardly see anything. So as you guys can sort of see, there's an angle of all the cards in. So let's just start flipping them over and I will show you guys what pops up. Alright, so starting off, everything is falling apart. That is amazing. Alright, what did I decide? I was going to decide you were upside down and you were also upside down. There. Okay, now let's reflip. I didn't read anything it said. Okay, so far we have a simple foreigner and a controversial curator. My mind is slow right now, so I can't remember what a curator is, but I will Google it once I'm done recording. The engine card we have wants to enact a secret plan revolving around. You guys are backwards. I hope it doesn't end up ruining anything. Revolving around a device, but they must reconcile with an old enemy. So let's see. A simple foreigner and a controversial curator want to enact a secret plan revolving around a device, but they must reconcile with an old enemy. That sounds very vague, in my opinion. But good thing with this kind of deck, we can flip and rotate things however we so please, or even replace for new cards. So, since I cannot actively remember what curator is, I'm gonna... Yeah, let's go for a controversial caretaker. So I flip the card 3 times. But they lose their closest friend. Now, I could make the 2 characters enemies, so then they must reconcile with each other, or I can make them friends and one of them dies. So I'm actually going to make them friends and one of them dies. So they want to enact a secret revolving around a device. Yeah, let's stick with a device. It's got that kind of like sci-fi kind of vibe to it. Alright, so this is what the final prompt is. I'm not going to be able to record this comfortably. So, a simple foreigner and a controversial caretaker want to enact a secret plan revolving around a device, but they will lose their closest friend. I hope that camera quality was good enough. Alright, and you guys will be able to see a short story I created with this prompt, as well as it being compared to one written by ChatGPT in the next few weeks to come, because I am busy and I'm not going to write an entire short story right away. I have a ton of assignments to do. So be sure to listen in. So check out my novels Death Chill, Flame Rip, and Arctic Blaze on Amazon and Kobo, link in description. Check out the Creative Writing Club Premium on Patreon and Spotify. Check out the Creative Writing Club Discord server in the description. Check out my personal Instagram at dark_night_wolves. And this annoyingly heavily edited meeting will now come to an end.